In 72 hours, the moon will hit Earth. But you won't survive to see it. In fact, most of humanity will be dead in 48 hours. Here's why. Right now, the moon is drifting away from Earth at 1.5 inches per year. But what if that reversed? What if, suddenly, the moon started falling toward us? At terminal velocity 384,400 kilometers, closing fast. You'd look up tonight and see it. Bigger, brighter. Wrong. And within 3 days, everything you know would be annihilated. But the moon itself won't kill you. It's what happens before the impact that turns Earth into a graveyard. Let's walk through your final 72 hours. Hour 1. Astronomers notice the moon's orbit decaying. Panic spreads online before governments can respond. Hour 6. The moon is now visibly larger, in the sky 20% bigger than normal. But something else is happening. You feel lighter. Not much. Just wrong. Objects feel easier to lift. Your stomach feels queasy, like you're on an elevator going down. That's because the moon's gravity is now competing with Earth's. At 380,000 kilometers away, the moon's gravitational pull on Earth's surface increases exponentially. Your body weight drops by 5%. Hour 12. Coastal cities are the first to die. Tides don't rise, they explode. The moon's gravity yanks the oceans upward with unimaginable force. Wales of water 300 feet high obliterate Tokyo, New York, Mumbai, Sydney. 2 billion people live within 60 miles of coastlines. Most drown in the first wave. But here's the horrifying part. The water doesn't recede. It just keeps rising. The moon is pulling the oceans toward itself, creating a massive bulge on the side of Earth facing the moon. The Atlantic Ocean becomes a mountain of water 2 miles high, swallowing everything from Boston to Lagos. Hour 18. The earthquakes begin. The moon's gravity doesn't just pull water, it pulls rock. Earth's crust, normally locked in place, starts to buckle. The tectonic plates, dormant for centuries, suddenly lurch. Magnitude 9.0 earthquakes rip through every continent simultaneously. Skyscrapers collapse. Freeways split open. Gas lines rupture and ignite. Cities burn. Cities burn. Hour 24. Microclimax. By the end of day 1, 3 billion people are dead. And you realize something terrifying. You're floating, not flying. Floating. Objects around you, cars, debris. Boats begin to lift off the ground. The moon's gravity is now stronger than Earth's in some areas. The atmosphere itself is being pulled upward, thinning. Breathing becomes harder. Hour 30. The moon is now 200,000 kilometers away, half its normal distance. It dominates the sky, a monstrous sphere covering 30 degrees of your vision. You can see its craters with your naked eye. It looks close enough to touch, and it's pulling everything upward. Mountains are disintegrating. Loose soil, boulders, entire hillsides are being ripped off the Earth's surface and floating toward the moon. Forests are uprooted. Lakes evaporate upward in massive spirals of water. The phenomenon is called gravitational lofting, and it's about to get worse. Hour 36. Earth's rotation begins to slow catastrophically. The moon's gravitational drag acts like a brake on Earth's spin. Days that once lasted 24 hours now stretch to 26, 28, 30 hours. The sun hangs in the sky, unmoving. Half the planet is trapped in eternal daylight, baking at 150 degrees Fahrenheit. The other half freezes in endless night. But the real killer is the atmospheric whiplash. As Earth's rotation slows, the atmosphere doesn't. Hurricane-force winds 600 miles per hour scream around the planet, shredding everything in their path. The wind itself becomes a weapon, turning debris into bullets. Hour 48. The Roche limit. This is the point where the moon gets close enough that Earth's gravity can no longer hold it together. The moon begins to break apart. Cracks appear on its surface, massive fractures thousands of miles long. Chunks the size of mountains calve off and fall toward Earth. They don't burn up like meteors. They're too big. They slam into the atmosphere at 15,000 miles per hour, each one releasing the energy of a nuclear bomb. One fragment, 10 miles wide, hits the Pacific Ocean. The impact vaporizes 50 trillion gallons of water instantly, creating a steam explosion visible from space. The shockwave flattens everything within 1,000 miles. The tsunami that follows is 5 miles high. Hour 5 for microclimax. By now, 90% of humanity is dead. The survivors huddle in bunkers, but it doesn't matter. The atmosphere is being torn away. The sky turns black as the air escapes into space. You can't breathe. Your lungs collapse. Blood vessels burst in your eyes, and the moon is still falling. Hour 60. The moon is now 18,000 kilometers, away closer than some satellites. It fills the entire sky. You can't see anything else. Just the moon. But it's not the moon anymore. It's a debris field, a ring of pulverized rock and dust, glowing red hot from friction with Earth's atmosphere, what's left of it. The fragments orbit Earth, briefly, before spiraling down, and Earth itself is coming apart. The moon's gravity is now ripping the planet's crust open. Massive fissures hundreds of miles long crack the surface. Magma erupts in fountains 50 miles high. The entire Pacific Rim explodes in a chain of supervolcanoes. Yellowstone, Krakatoa, Mount Fuji, all erupting simultaneously. The sky is no longer blue or black. It's red, a glowing, suffocating fog of ash, steam, and vaporized rock. Hour 66. Earth's core begins to destabilize. The intense gravitational stress fractures the outer core, disrupting the magnetic field. Solar radiation floods in unfiltered, frying anything still alive on the surface. The poles flip, HEPES fails. Electronics Hour 70. The first major fragments of the moon begin entering the Roche limit inside Earth's atmosphere. They're glowing white-hot, streaking across the sky like falling gods. Each impact releases energy equivalent to 100,000 Hiroshima bombs. One hits Siberia. The shockwave circles the globe 3 times. The impact crater is 300 miles wide. The surrounding area is instantly incinerated, then frozen in nuclear winter darkness. Hour 72. The impact, the largest remaining fragment of the moon mass, the size of a collides with Earth. The impact occurs in the Indian Ocean at 17,000 miles per hour. The kinetic energy released is incomprehensible. 10 billion times the Hiroshima bomb. The entire Indian Ocean vaporizes in 2 seconds. The crust beneath it is punched through like paper, exposing the mantle. Magma erupts in a column 1,000 miles high. The shockwave propagates through the planet's core, triggering global earthquakes of magnitude 15+. Every structure on Earth collapses simultaneously. Mountains crumble, continents crack, but the worst part, te ejecta. The impact throws 50 quadrillion tons of molten rock into space. It orbits Earth briefly, then rains back down as a global firestorm. Every square inch of the planet is bombarded with molten debris. The atmosphere ignites. The oceans boil. The surface temperature reaches 30 degrees Fahrenheit. Earth becomes a second Venus. But here's the twist you didn't expect. Humanity doesn't go extinct. Not entirely. A handful of people survive, not on Earth but in space. The astronauts aboard the International Space Station and a few billionaires in private space stations watch the whole thing unfold. They witness Earth's transformation into a glowing, molten hellscape. They see the moon's fragments form a temporary ring around the planet, and they realize something horrifying. They have nowhere to go. They have food for maybe 6 months. No rescue is coming. Earth's surface will remain uninhabitable for 10,000 years. They're adrift in the void, orbiting a dead world, slowly starving. The last transmissions from the ISSR uploaded to a satellite beacon, broadcasting humanity's final moments into space. We are the last. We watched our world die. If anyone is listening, we existed. We were higher. The signal repeats forever. Transmit it into the void. A tombstone for a species. So, what if the moon crashed into Earth? You wouldn't see the impact. most of humanity would be dead within 48 hours. Crushed, suffocated, the lucky ones would die quickly. The survivors would envy the dead, but here's the disturbing truth. This scenario isn't impossible. Gravitational anomalies, rogue planets, or massive asteroid impacts could theoretically destabilize the moon's orbit. It's unlikely, but not impossible. And that's the nightmare. Somewhere in the universe, this has already happened. A civilization looked up at their moon and realized too late that it was falling. Sleep tight. But what if it wasn't the moon falling, but the sun going out? In 24 hours, Earth would freeze solid. Your next breath would shatter your lungs. Want to know what happens? Watch this next.